Welcome to the shadow frequency, where the veil between this world and the next grows thin, and the things that whisper in the dark are given voice. From the Cryptic Candlelit Studios, deep in the Indiana forests, your host, Matt Wilson, and his spectral producer, Juniper Ravenwood, unearth the forbidden, the forgotten, and the fearsome. So, still your heart, dim the light, and listen closely. For once you tune into the shadow frequency, you may never tune out.
All right, what strange thing found itself on top tonight? Oh, that's odd.
What'd you find?
A snow-dusted pine kiln.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, but it never melts.
Yeah, that goes right back in the drawer.
What else? Oh, here's a driver's license.
Anything weird about it?
Yeah, the photo.
Oh yeah? What about it?
The eyes blink if you stare long enough.
Absolutely not. Back in the cabinet.
Whew. Digging a little deeper. Oh. That's it. Oh, hula hoop bags. Chris. Ah, here we go.
What do you got, June?
Episode 293, The Somerton Man. The Tamám Shud Mystery.
A well-dressed stranger found dead on an Australian beach.
No identification, no clear cause of death.
And a cryptic phrase hidden in his pocket.
Tonight, we open the file on one of the strangest unsolved mysteries in the world.
Episode 293, The Somerton Man, The Tamám Shud Mystery.
You are tuned to the shadow frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. Hosted by Matt Wilson, produced by Juniper Ravenwood, with Chris Beach. The darkness continues.
Welcome back to the shadow frequency, where the veil between the known and the unknown things just a little more with every story we uncover. This time, we're diving into one of history's most haunting enigmas, the Somerton Man, or the Tamám Shud Mystery. Picture this, a pristine beach at dawn, waves whispering secrets, and a lifeless figure slumped against the seawall, dressed impeccably, as if death itself had invited him for a final silent rendezvous. What hidden forces led him there? What shadows cling to his unnamed grave? Matt, this one's got that eerie chill that lingers long after the episode ends.
Thanks, Juniper. Yeah, this case feels like it's straight out of a forgotten nightmare where every clue pulls you deeper into the abyss.
Right.
We'll explore the body on the beach, the cryptic code, and the woman who might hold the key to it all. But fair warning, listeners, once you hear this, you might start questioning every stranger you see. Back over to you, Juniper.
Ooh, I'm already getting those goosebumps. All right, let's hand it over to our host, Matt Wilson, to peel back the layers of this shadowy tale.
Hey, thanks for digging into the file cabinet and unearthing this one, Juniper. It's like you knew I needed a dose of pure spine-tingling mystery today. All right, folks, let's crack open this case file on the Somerton Man, also known as the Tamám Shud Enigma. This story unfolds on a quiet stretch of Somerton Beach near Adelaide, South Australia, back in December 1948. Imagine the scene. The sun's just creeping over the horizon, casting long shadows across the sand, and there he is, a middle-aged man sharply dressed in a suit and tie, slumped against the seawall like he's just taking a moment to watch the waves. His shoes are polished, his posture relaxed, feet crossed casually. A half-smoked cigarette rests nearby, as if he paused mid-drag and simply drifted away into whatever lies beyond. Witnesses later said they spotted someone matching his description the evening before, maybe moving sluggishly along the beach, or perhaps already settling in for that eternal rest. But when authorities arrived the next morning, they found no signs of struggle, no blood, no weapons, just this enigmatic figure, peaceful in death, with the ocean lapping at the shore like a somber lullaby. They searched his pockets. No wallet, no ID, nothing to whisper his name or his story. Even stranger, most of the labels had been meticulously cut from his clothes, except for a tie with faint traces of a name that led nowhere. It was as if he'd been erased from the world, stripped of any tether to the living. As investigators delved deeper, the autopsy revealed more layers of the unknown. No obvious wounds, no clear illness, but his internal organs showed congestion, and his spleen was massively enlarged, 3 times the normal size. It pointed to something insidious, something hidden just beneath the surface, like a poison that vanished without a trace, leaving only echoes of agony. The pathologist couldn't pinpoint the cause, but the implications hung heavy. This wasn't a natural passing. It felt orchestrated, deliberate, as if death had been summoned with precision. Then came the breakthrough that turned this from a strange death into a mythic puzzle. Months later, during a re-examination for the inquest, a tiny rolled-up scrap of paper was discovered in a secret pocket sewn into his trousers, a concealed compartment most people wouldn't even notice. Unfurled, it revealed 2 words in elegant script: Tamám Shud. For those unfamiliar, that's Persian for "it is ended" or "it is finished." The closing line from the Rubáiyát of Omar Khayyám, a book of poetry pondering life's fleeting mysteries, love, and mortality. It was as if this man had chosen his own epitaph, a poetic farewell hidden away like a final secret. Police traced the scrap to a specific edition of the book, and fate delivered. A local man came forward with a copy he'd found discarded in the back of his unlocked car in nearby Glenelg around the time of the death. The last page had been torn out, matching the scrap perfectly under microscopic analysis. But the book held more shadows. On its back cover, faint indentations revealed a sequence of capital letters, scrawled like a code begging to be cracked. The letters WRGOABABD, MLIAOI, WT, BIMPANETP, and so on. It looked deliberate, meaningful, a message from beyond the grave, and scribbled nearby, a phone number. That number led to a nurse living just a stone's throw from the beach in Glenelg. She went by the nickname Jestyn. Her real name was Jessica Thompson. When shown a plaster cast of the man's face, she grew pale, distressed, as if gazing upon a ghost from her past. She claimed she didn't know him, but her reaction spoke volumes, like she was guarding a secret that could unravel everything. Years later, hints emerged that she might have had a deeper connection, perhaps romantic, perhaps something more clandestine. Her son, born around that time, even shared rare physical traits with the Somerton Man, like unusual ears and teeth, fueling whispers of a hidden bond. Meanwhile, another thread pulled investigators to Adelaide's railway station, where an unclaimed suitcase surfaced, linked to the man by a distinctive orange thread used in repairs, matching the one on his trousers. Inside, more clothes with labels removed, a stencil brush, tools that hinted at a life on the move, perhaps crafting signs or messages in the shadows. No name, nor origin, just fragments of a shadowy life, as if he'd been wandering, erasing himself step by step. The case weaves together so many eerie strands: the beach at dawn, the hidden pocket's poetic cry, the unsolved code that feels like a whisper from another realm, and the woman whose eyes betrayed knowledge she wouldn't share. It's like the universe conspired to create a riddle that defies the light of day, leaving us in the perpetual twilight of what if. Who was he? What dark forces drew him to that beach? And what does Tamám Shud truly signify? A suicide's lament? A signal to unseen allies? Or a curse that echoes through time? Phew, that sends a chill right through me, doesn't it? Juniper, what do you make of all this so far? The code, the nurse, the erased identity?
It's downright unsettling, Matt. That hidden scrat feels like a message from the other side, doesn't it? Makes me wonder if some secrets are meant to stay buried.
Absolutely. Hang tight, listeners. We're just getting started. In the second half, we'll dig into the suitcase's secrets, the Cold War whispers, and the modern twist that gives him a name but leaves the shadows intact.
Wow, that first half has me glancing over my shoulder. What a tangle of mysteries, right? I bet you're all pondering that code and what Tamám Shud really means for his lost soul. Stick around for the deeper dive in the second half where things get even more intriguing. Now let's hand it over to Chris Beach.
Thanks, Juniper. And while we've got a second here in the break, make sure to hit like and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on, because that really helps us out with the algorithms and gets the show in front of more people. You can also follow The Shadow Frequency on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Rumble, and all major podcast directories. Visit shadowfrequencypodcast.com for every episode, the companion blog, merch, show notes, and even ways to contact us or leave a voice message. You can also buy us a coffee there to help support the show. And now, back to Juniper.
All right, thanks, Chris. Time to fire up the spectral cosmic message materializer, flipping the switches. Let's see what ethereal whispers it conjures up. Oh, here's a peculiar missive flickering through the ether.
Message retrieved from the void.
Let's crack it open and hear what our shadowy correspondent has to share this time. Says, hey guys, Tony here from El Paso, Texas. I spend a lot of time out checking fence lines during the day, and the Shadow Frequency has become my go-to listening companion. Definitely makes the long stretches go by a lot faster. I usually listen on Pandora, but sometimes I'll switch over to Spotify, depending on where I left off. I really enjoy the variety of topics you cover. There's always something strange and interesting waiting in the next episode. Keep up the great work and keep those Texas stories coming. Tony in El Paso, Texas, listening under the wide Texas sky. Oh, Tony, love that cowboy ghost emoji combo. Fits right in with our vibe. Thanks for sharing how the show keeps those lonely fence lines feeling a bit less empty. We're thrilled to be your shadowy sidekick out there under the vast Texas sky. Keep the stories coming our way too, folks. Drop us a line at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. All right, back to you, Matt, for the rest of this enigmatic tale.
You are tuned to the Shadow Frequency, where every whisper tells a story from beyond the veil. The darkness continues.
Thanks, Juniper, and a shout out to Tony. Glad we're riding shotgun on those Texas trails with you. Nothing beats a good mystery to make the miles fly by. I've got my iced tea refilled, had a piece of peanut butter toast. Now we're picking up where we left off on the Somerton Man. Let's plunge back into the depths. We've got this enigmatic figure on the beach, the poetry scrap, the discarded book with its cryptic code and phone number tying back to Jestyn, the nurse whose distress hinted at unspoken truths. But the shadows don't stop there. Let's unpack the suitcase and the whispers that turned this into a Cold War legend. Remember that unclaimed luggage at Adelaide's railway station? It was linked to our mystery man by a ticket stub and that telltale orange thread. Opening it felt like peering into a fragmented soul. Neatly folded clothes, all labels snipped away except a few cryptic ones like keen on a tie leading to dead ends. There were everyday items, a stencil brush, scissors, a knife in a sheath, but arranged in a way that suggested a transient life. Someone crafting tools for making cargo or perhaps encoding messages in plain sight. No personal effects, no letters home, just the bare bones of existence. As if he'd shed his identity like old skin before that final beachside vigil. This discovery widened the lens, pulling in theories that chilled the air with post-war paranoia. It was 1948, the Cold War brewing, and Adelaide wasn't far from Rubáiyát, a rocket range buzzing with secret tests. Our man's unusual calf muscles, strong like a dancer's or a spy's, and his high-quality American-made coat fueled speculation. Was he a Soviet operative poisoned by rivals? The code in the Rubáiyát looked like acrostic espionage shorthand, perhaps instructions for a drop or a deadly rendezvous. And Jestyn? Rumors swirled she'd had ties to communist circles, her evasive answers adding fuel to the fire. Imagine it, a clandestine affair entangled with international intrigue, ending in a perfect, traceless assassination on a moonlit beach. The code in the Rubáiyát looked like acrostic espionage shorthand, perhaps instructions for a drop or a deadly rendezvous. And Jestyn? Rumors swirled she'd had ties to communist circles, her evasive answers adding fuel to the fire. Imagine it, a clandestine affair entangled with international intrigue, ending in a perfect, traceless assassination on a moonlit beach. But here's where a bit of grounded thinking creeps in. Amid all this shadowy drama, some experts have suggested the poison might not be so exotic after all. Autopsies back then couldn't detect everything. It could have been a common barbiturate or even digitalis from foxglove, metabolized away before tests. Not necessarily a spy's vial, but perhaps a desperate man's choice in a moment of despair. Still, that doesn't dispel the eerie aura. Why the elaborate erasure? The hidden clues. Shifting to the human heart of it, Jestyn's story deepens the tragedy. When police pressed her, she admitted giving a copy of the Rubáiyát to a man named Alf Boxall during the war, but he turned up alive in Sydney, book intact. Yet her son Robin, a ballet dancer with those same rare ear folds and missing incisors as the Somerton Man, sparked whispers of paternity. A forbidden love child? Jestyn took her secrets to the grave in 2007, leaving us wonder if this was a tale of star-crossed lovers where Tamám Shud marked the end of a heartbroken journey. For decades, the man remained nameless, a ghost haunting codebreakers and sleuths worldwide. The code resisted every attempt. Naval intelligence, cryptographers, even AI in later years, its letters taunting like runes from another dimension. Then in the modern era, a breakthrough. His body exhumed in 2021. DNA extracted amid the hush of Adelaide's West Terrace Cemetery. By 2022, researchers like Professor Derek Abbott and genealogist Colleen Fitzpatrick pinpointed him as Charles Carl Webb, a 43-year-old electrical engineer from Melbourne. Born in 1905, Webb had separated from his wife Dorothy in 1947 after a turbulent marriage. He was a poet, a horse racing enthusiast, perhaps scribbling betting initials in that code. Records show him vanishing from view, train ticket to Adelaide in hand, arriving just before his death. Yet naming him only thickens the fog. Why Adelaide? Why strip away his identity? Was it suicide, fleeing a broken life, or something more sinister lurking in his past? No direct link to Jestyn surfaced, but the physical echoes in her son persist, hinting at a connection lost to time. And the code? Some now claim it's cracked, horse names for gambles, mundane as a racetrack tip sheet, but others argue it holds deeper meanings, perhaps verses from the Rubáiyát itself, a final poetic cipher. This case endures because it's a stack of voids, forensic puzzles, cryptographic posts, romantic phantoms, under a veil of espionage mist. Knowing his name is Charles Webb makes it sadder. He was no phantom spy, just a man adrift, ending alone with, "It is ended," tucked away. But the why? That shadow lingers, whispering that some endings are never truly finished. Man, that leaves a hollow ache, doesn't it? Juniper, after all this, does the name bring closure or just more questions?
More questions for sure, Matt. It's like solving one riddle only to uncover a dozen more. Kinda makes you appreciate the unknown a bit too much.
Exactly. Thanks for tuning in to this dive into the shadows, folks. Until next time, keep questioning the quiet moments. They might hold the loudest secrets. Over to you, Juniper, to get us out.
What a haunting ride through the Somerton Man mystery, from the beachside enigma through the DNA twist that gives him a name but leaves the shadows dancing. Thanks for joining us on The Shadow Frequency. We love peeling back these layers with you. Drop us your thoughts or your own strange tales at shadowpodcast@protonmail.com. And don't forget our home base, shadowfrequencypodcast.com, for more. You can follow us on all the usual haunts. We'll be back soon with another case that'll make your skin crawl. Matt, you want to say goodnight?
Good night, everyone. Sleep tight, but keep one eye open for the shadows.
Sweet dreams, or whatever lurks in them. Until next time, shadow dwellers.
This episode was conjured with a solemn vow to explore the unexplained while remaining bound to the truths that have been unearthed. All interpretations are speculative and offered only for your enlightenment and your entertainment.